Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So in this video, I'm going to explain more about prepayment and accrual since most of you ask the same question. So for the prepayment, it means that the cash paid in advance, either by business or customer. Whereas for accrual, the cash not paid yet by business or customer. Now we go as the for revenue part first. For revenue, prepayment means that customer paid in advance. Who paid in advance? This customer paid in advance. As a result of that, business owe to customer in terms of goods or services. So since the business owe to the customer, it become liability to the customer. So it fall under classification as liability. So the term that used for prepayment for revenue is that deferred income or unearned revenue. So example that I give here is that unearned sales revenue or deferred sales revenue. So this is referred to the revenue that paid in advance. Yeah? So this is classified under liability. As for expenses, the business paid cash in advance. As a result of that, service provider owe to the business, and business will get economic benefit later for the amount paid. For example, that the business paid rent expenses in advance means that it paid for next year in advance. Means that next month in advance. So next month, the business will get the service of rental. So the service provider owe service rental to the business. So as a result of that, the business get economic benefit from this. So this can classify under assets because the business get economic benefit from the payment in advance. So the term that you can see for this expense paid in advance atau prepayment for expenses is that prepaid expenses. So example is prepaid insurance expense. Now, as for accrual, for revenue, it means that the customer not paid yet for the good or services being transferred. Means that the business already gives services or deliver goods to the customer, but the customer do not pay for the services. So later the business will receive cash, means that the business will get economic benefit later. As a result of that, this fall under asset. The term that you can see for this revenue that not paid by the customer is account receivable or rent receivable. So this is that means that the customer owe to the business because the business already give services to the customer. As for expenses, mean that the business owe to the service provider, means that they already use the services. For example, for utility bills for the electric, business already use the electric, but they never pay. They will pay later. Means that the business have debt on the service provider. So this will fall under liability since it's about the obligation to pay. So the term that you can see for these expenses, we call that accrued expense or the or expense payable. So example for this is the accrued utilities expense or utilities payable. Okay, that's all.